I hate that we have to skip this day. And we are going to go to his drinking time. So we're gonna forward time a little bit more. 10:25, there we go. Because it used to be that their drinking time was 9 o'clock, so that actually made sense back then. That the mission told you to forward time until 9. But nowadays, it doesn't. Not anymore. Alright. We're gonna head back to that hunting stand. And hopefully we'll be able to actually shoot them from the stand. Work a bit towards our perk. And Hollywood, if I remember correctly, is always a 40% animal, so we should be able to lure him with the caller as well. Which will help us work on our callers. He's always 40% and he is always a 2-star mature, if I remember correctly. Also, if I'm not mistaken, we should now have the mule deer drinking over here somewhere. Oh, they're still eating. Okay. Bit late, aren't we? Well, let's hope Hollywood's herd will be at their drinking time, at their drinking zone when we get there. Because it should still take us a few in-game minutes to actually get there. Oh, that's an undiscovered zone. Let's take that. And some pheasants. 1-star adult, 2-star adult. The 3-star. Ah, that's the one with the 3-star mature. Got it. Hey, my guardian. How's it going? Yeah, should be 11 o'clock by the time we get there. So this is Way of the Hunter. First time seeing it. Yep. This is Way of the Hunter. First map story missions. We are actually going for a very, very specific mule deer right now. While also scaring a few very, very stupid pheasants. God bless pheasants, man. You spook them and they just fly off for like 20 meters and then they sit down again like they think it's fine. Like, you know, I can still see you there, right? Like, you're literally just 20 meters away from where you were before. But yeah, hopefully we can get him from the hunting stand with a caller. That would be amazing. Because that would help us work on 2 perks while we're working on this mission. I think up there is where we had Echo.
This is easy. Be quiet, move slowly, glass for Hollywood from Avenge Point and hit the vitals from 100 meters. Exactly as Grandpa taught.
That's the elk. Hello, Mr. Elk. You are 1 star young. Do I still need young elk? I think I still need young elk. I do actually. Okay. Before we go for Hollywood, let's try calling him. See if he's low fit. If he is low fit, then we can use him for a mission. That would be nice. So as usual, we gotta wait until the caller is in the middle of the thick white bar before we can call again. But right now he's alerted, so it's entirely possible that right now he's not responding to us because he's already wondering what the hell is going on. Those are probably wolves, if I'm not mistaken. And now the moment of truth. Will this elk actually come over or not? I think he was somewhere over here in the bushes. Well, I know that noise calling thingy from conservation hunting in Warframe. Yeah, elk make the weirdest noises. We could look for poop, yes, but I don't usually like the poop and urine in this game is dynamic signs, which indicate that an animal was recently in the area. So we could use that to figure out if there was actually an animal nearby, but most of the time that's not necessary. Oh, so he is up there. He doesn't seem interested in the caller. So I guess he's not low fitness. No, he's just walking away completely unimpressed, so... Either he is low fitness or he is one of those animals that just does not respond. Which can happen. No, sorry, either he's high fitness or he's low fitness and he just doesn't respond. Either way, we don't care about him. The wolves are somewhere in there, but we already finished most of our wolf mission. We just need a 4-star wolf, and for that we're keeping an eye on a specific herd, so... They are not that important. Unless we happen to find a melanistic. The thing with elk is, elk make such strange noises, and red deer as well, but especially elk, that they make such strange noises that elk calls are often used for some kind of weird animal in the forest that you don't know what it is and that might scare you noises, like just generic scares you noises. But once you know that it's an elk, it's very hard to miss. Like, if I remember correctly, in the original version of Tomb Raider 1, for example, this noise in particular. In the original version of Tomb Raider 1, for example, there is there's a level that takes place in a mine, and there's some really weird background sounds in that mine, which make it pretty spooky. And in hindsight, I now recognize that one of those background sounds was actually elk calling. And I'm like, I don't know how they got an elk into a mine. All I noticed that when I was a kid, I was creeped the fuck out by that sound. And also when we played, I think it was Overclocked last year, they had an injured deer on the island, and it actually made elk sounds. And I remember playing that game, and I was like, you know, Way of the Hunter ruined this for me. Like, I know now that this is not a deer, this is an elk. I can tell now that this is inaccurate. Because it is really such a strange sound. And there are a few more animals that make these really strange sounds that really make you wonder, what the hell was that? And most of them, strangely enough, are herbivores. Most of them are not even the big scary animals. Most of them are just deer and elk. Like when we're going to get to Transylvania, we're going to hear red deer and roe deer. Both of which sound like they are possessed. And when we get to Matariki Park, we're going to hear sika deer, which the first time I heard them, I was like, ma'am, your deer is broken. So yeah, elk, red deer, roe deer, and sika deer make the weirdest sounds in the world. That's just... They make for a good ambience when you just need something scary in a forest. Deer broke, please fix, yeah. And the thing is, I live in an area that has lots of roe deer. They rarely ever call in real life. So I had never actually heard a roe deer call in real life. And then when I got in game, I heard that sound, and I was like, what the hell is that sound? And I turned on the hunter sense, and it said roe deer. I was like, seriously, I have that living in my backyard? Woof. Thank goodness ours are basically silent. Because roe deer vocalizations, you basically have two kinds. You have the really cute doe squeals, and then you have the male barks. And the male barks are just like something possessed your deer. Maybe because of civilization noise drowning out their calls. I don't know, I think they also mostly call when they are alert. When they recognize something that they don't know. And our deer, like the forest where we have our deer, has been a more of a park than a forest for a long time, with lots of people going through, and there's like a recreational little forest train that's going through there. Like, it's not really like a full big train, it's like one of those fancy train rides that you would see at an amusement park that basically goes right through the forest. That's been there for decades. And there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. And so the deer, they are just used to humans being there. They are just, they still spook for dogs. If you don't have your dog on a leash, they will run. Oh, hi, wolf. You're a 2-star mature, young female, and I don't saw what else. An adult female. That's Hollywood. Okay, he's too far away for me to get him from this hunting stand. So that's not going to happen. I'm guessing the wolves must have spooked him. So yeah, anyway, our roe deer are just used to having humans left, right, and center, so they don't really care anymore. If you're lucky, you can be within 20 meters of them and they will not really care, but then when you move again, they'll spook. They do still care about dogs. If you have dogs that are not on a leash, then the deer will be extremely skittish. Please tell me you did not spook Hollywood again. They did not. Thank God. Whew. Do not need this right now. Yeah, there's the wolves running across the field. A 2-star adult in that herd as well, okay. Mature female. Wait, are you a melanistic? I'm gonna have to check that herd out some other time. That's the herd that is drinking over here. So day 5, potential mela female. And they have a 2-star adult. I'm going to have to check them out around drinking time. Yeah. This map is 144 square kilometers. It's the biggest map in the game together with Transylvania. Which is also why I said that for this stream we are going to do all of the missions, but we are not going to explore the entire map because that just takes forever. We're going to keep on exploring as much as we can until we have finished all of our missions, and then we're moving on to other maps. But it is a very beautiful map, and it has some of my favorite spots. Like there's one little spot that I'm definitely gonna go to, which it doesn't look like much, but I just thought it was such a neat spot when I first discovered it. Like I went there and I went, oh, what is this? This is actually really neat. Like I would totally camp out here for a minute. Yeah, there they are. Hollywood's herd. I kind of don't want to use a hunting stand, or, well, not a hunting stand, but I don't want to use a tripod for them. I just want to sneak up and call him. But I need to get a bit over this little bump here. There we go. Female, there he is, Hollywood. Okay, let's go a little bit further. Okay, I think this should be good. Let's call him so we can count him as a kill with a caller. He should be coming towards us. Yep, there we go. Ta-da! Are those still the wolves? Yeah. I sometimes like to call the female deer in Hollywood's herd the bodyguard squad. Because they do like to stand in front of him when you're trying to shoot him. The rest of the herd wasn't that impressed. Yeah, usually it takes them like a second to realize what has happened and then they run away. But Hollywood's herd is always 100% female. Except for Hollywood himself. So that can be a bit confusing for people sometimes. Do I already have this hunting stand on the map? Yes, I do. And I removed the wrong marker right now. I removed the... Oh, there he is. Oof. I removed the red marker, which I did not want to. And Hollywood, so Hollywood is what... Oh, that was a hard shot actually. Well, Hollywood is what is called an atypical deer, because he has one antler that just completely messed up and one that is actually normal. So yeah, we got the heart, a bit of the left lung and a bit of the right lung, and an artery. We got pretty much every vital organ. 40%, that's why he responded to the caller. A 2-star trophy, and we got a 5-star hunt rating for this, even though we used a overpowered rifle, which is pretty badass. Yeah, and he got his ridiculous genes from his father, as we will see in just a moment. And since he is a mission animal that you have to taxidermy, you cannot actually sell him. Like, if you try, it just won't work. So taxidermy it is. He's an ex-deer. Yes, he's gone to meet his maker. Joined the choir invisible. He has ceased to be. Okay, what is in the bushes over there? I just want to know what kind of animal and if it's worth calling in. Are those the wolves? Well, whatever it is, it's spooked now, so. Alright, we gotta go back to the lodge. I've probably hunted Hollywood at least 16 times by now. So. Yeah, so this is Hollywood's father. As you can see, same messed up antlers. Now, when you get to taxidermy, you will notice that there are 2 slots here. Depending on what diorama you will have multiple slots. If the animal that you want to taxidermy does not show up on this list, and you wonder, hey, why can I not taxidermy my animal? First of all, double check down here that you are in the right slot. This slot already has an animal on it. If we switch to the other slot, we now have him up in that list. If he still doesn't appear, you want to check the icon for the sex, because most of the time what happens if you're trying to taxidermy an animal and you cannot place it in the spot you want is that it is a spot that specifically requires a female or a male, and you're trying to place an animal of the wrong sex. Now in this case we're going to place Hollywood, and the taxidermy is going to be free. So now we've got both of these guys down here. An important thing to note about these taxidermies though. If, for example, we were to go up here and we were to interact with this stand and we were to place one of our mule deer that we already have in this stand, and then you decide, oh no, actually I don't want him in this position, I want him in that position, clearing him from this spot and putting him into this spot will require you to pay money again. Anytime you take a deer or any animal out of a spot that it is already in and you put it into a different spot, even if it is just a different pose, you will have to pay money again. So really think very, very, very carefully about what kind of animals you want to place and where. Because otherwise you are going to end up having to replace a bunch of animals. And you don't want that. Now I'm actually looking to see if we can have a spot somewhere where I can put a bighorn sheep and a mountain goat. Ideally together, but I think we can only put them separately. Because yeah, each of these spots only has specific dioramas available, so you need to figure out what can go where. Okay, how do I get to this diorama again? I know there was a way. I just have to find it again. When I was doing my lodge on my main save, I made this my tiny antlers gallery, so all of my mule deer and white-tailed deer with really pathetic antlers went into this corner. It looked absolutely hilarious. It was just like the tiniest antlers you had ever seen on any animals. Oh, there we go. 3 bighorn sheep, 3 mountain goats. Yeah, so here we could put 1 female and 2 males. That's too bad. I was hoping we could replicate Felicia Yee's exhibit and just put one mountain goat and one sheep, but oh well.